Welcome back to Sister Friends. Hope everyone is doing well while you're watching this. How are you, Lindsay? How are you, Angie?
Doing okay.
Good.
Um,
Life is lifing.
Life is life. If you're just tuning in or it's your first time with us, my name is Tanya, and I'm here along with my sister friends, Lindsay and Angie. And this is just a community that we sit here on the couch and talk about everyday things that a lot of women are going through, um, good, bad, indifferent, all of the things. And so you can catch the full episodes on YouTube, and we are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Did I get it all, Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So how was the weekend?
Busy. Friday, we went to a graduation party for one of my past students that I had in fifth grade, and it was a very proud moment, I must say, because to see the little girl from fifth grade
Mhm.
grow up to a woman and graduate college and then move on, and I'm still in her life means a lot to me. And then on Saturday, we had our Martha Briggs Scholarship event. And for those of you that don't know what Martha Briggs is, it is Martha Briggs Educational Club, and it is one of the oldest colored women's club. And it is housed in New Bedford, and we're all a part of it.
Oh yeah, Lindsay got us in.
Mm-hmm.
She recruited us, and I can't forget Miss Zoe. This is Miss Zoe
Mm-hmm.
too. So she's sometimes, sometimes she joins us, sometimes she doesn't.
Sometimes she falls over.
Yeah. But today you're joining us, Miss Zoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the weekend, I was I was with Angie, or I we attended the same graduation party because the young girl actually went to school with Christian, elementary, high school, and they both graduated college, so that was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell you both mean a lot to each other,
Oh,
and
thank you.
so it was sweet. And then yeah, we were together Saturday morning, and then I had
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of family stuff the rest of the day Saturday, and yeah, and Father's Day, and here we are. How about you, Miss Lindsay? Well, you had a busy week.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Yes, I did. I had a busy week. My son, my oldest son, who just turned 21, just came home from California, and he hadn't been home for 2.5 years. So it was nice to have everyone
Wow.
I
back
didn't
home.
realize it was that
Two and a
long.
half
Oh
years.
my
Me
Yes.
neither.
gosh.
Yes.
So how did he like? How was he so happy to be home?
Yeah, he was,
Or was it?
it was different.
Yeah.
I think it's just an adjustment because the dynamic of the house shifted because now like Niall's the oldest and then coming back and now Junior's the oldest and he's pretty, he's a man
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
living his own life to
Right.
come back home and then, I'm trying to tell him what to do. He's like,
Yeah.
no,
Your
you
curfew
know,
is.
yeah. So it was definitely an adjustment, but it was just nice to have everybody home.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had prom and
That's good.
graduation. So
Now it looks so
he
handsome, and his
did.
He
date
did.
looked
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yes.
it was nice. There's just, like I said, my heart was full.
Yeah.
That's the best way for me to
Oh,
describe
you were
it.
on cloud nine.
I
Like
was. I
Oh
was
you
yeah.
just
were.
glowing. I
Yep.
felt I slept better. Like
Oh.
everybody was home. Even if they were like upstairs, like taking naps or doing their own thing, at least everybody was here
Mm-hmm.
and home. So yeah.
Yeah. No, you were very happy. That's like such a good feeling.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know
It
when
is.
And it's bittersweet when they leave. Like
I
they want to
know.
go and go back because he was funny. He was like, "Oh, I want to go back home," and I was like,
This is your
"Oh,
home.
I know." I'm like, "You are home." He's like, "No, I'm not home. I
Hmm.
live in California." And I was like, oh, "Okay."
So he was ready to go.
Yeah, he was ready to go. But he's like, "Obviously, I'll miss you guys."
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's time for me to go back.
Okay. Well,
It
that's
was a
good though.
vacation,
Because he's comfortable there.
And
Yeah.
that's what
which is
you.
what you want.
Yeah.
You want
Exactly.
them to be happy wherever they're at.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's fun.
Oh,
Had a great time.
that's great.
Love that.
Yes. So, did you have a good weekend, Christian? Christian's behind the scenes. He's shaking his head. Yes. All right. So what are we talking about today? What are we talking about, Christian?
It's your podcast.
Whatever we want.
Whatever we want. What was our topic? I have it in my
We're
phone.
talking about
Dif-
sisterhood and how it changes from when we were young until now.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Different life
The-
stages. Sisterhood
Evolution.
in life stages.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's funny when we were talking about it earlier because I don't know, I was reflecting on that, and it is true. You do, without you even knowing it, you do form sisterhood when you're a girl,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, and so thinking about that is, I'm still thinking about it. I don't know if you guys
Mhm.
want to
Yeah.
jump in. But for me, I think it's completely different from, I think I'm going to just start at grade school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then move on up, right? So grade school, and for me, I don't think I had like neighborhood friends, like girlfriends,
Mm-hmm.
and the only time we would hang out would be if we were all outside together.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that, we didn't. And then at school, I had like my school friends. But when I was that age, my sister friends were my cousins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I didn't have any real outside relationships with girls that were, not
Related to you, yes.
not
Yep.
related
Yep.
to me.
Agreed. Same.
Mm-hmm.
Same for me.
Yeah.
I think junior high was when, because
The
like you said,
shift.
grade school, elementary
Mhm.
school, it was just my family, and like you said, your friends at school. But when I got to junior high, that transition to Keith, that was when.
But like a lot of the girls I went to school with, and even the girls in my neighborhood, they all had friends that weren't family,
Mhm.
And I don't know if it was just a cultural thing or
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
house thing, or
Mhm.
now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you posed that, I'm reflecting and I'm thinking the same, that it's a cultural thing. Because I know for a fact I didn't have, outside friends, especially at that time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think because I'm thinking our parents being strict and not letting us go over to other people's
Right,
house
yeah.
other
Mhm.
than your
family.
family.
Yep.
Like if you were sleeping over, it would be you would sleep in at your cousin's house. You're not going to sleep over.
Well,
I didn't
Oh,
sleep
that was
out.
a huge thing. If
Yeah,
you
I
asked
didn't
to
sleep out.
I couldn't even sleep over my cousin's house.
Right. I didn't sleep out.
We used
so.
to beg my mother for me to sleep over at Tanya's. And it was always, no.
Yeah, that was a huge thing.
Yeah,
to
so-
sleep out.
To sleep out, or even to go to somebody else's house. They,
And now being a mom and like completely different for my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
And she has, even from little girl to high school girl, girlfriends, sisterhood, friends within the family, but then also outside of the family,
Mm-hmm.
But now thinking about it, yeah, I didn't, and you didn't. No.
Mm-mm. Would you say that when Maddie was in grade school, what was your sleepover situation for her?
So grade school was unique because of the school we went to.
Mm.
It was so community oriented, and the parents became like, we all became families to an extent
Mhm.
because of our children,
Yeah.
because our kids all went to grade school together, and it was a small school, very close knit, and so at that time if there was a sleepover or, whatever the case may be, I always felt comfortable. There was never a time I didn't feel comfortable, but I think it's because of the relationships. Like
Right.
my kids they just didn't have relationships with the kids. They had relationships with the kids. Parents had relationships.
Yeah.
Kids and parents had relationships.
Yeah.
And so it was comforting. And that's the experience we had as a family.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How about you with your girls?
I would say it was different. And I know that I was selective upon where they slept over. And if I didn't know the mom or the dad or whatever have you, then it was like a no, sorry, because I don't know the home and I want to make sure that you're safe. And that's definitely when they were little.
Yeah.
But as they got a little older, it was an option. And if they did sleep over, I always told them that at any time you feel like you want to come home, you need to come home, you're not comfortable anymore, you just call me. I'm going to go get you. And with Marlo, it was a big thing with her getting picked up. And I don't know if it was because she realized around 11 midnight, she's like, oh my God, I'm not home. I'm not in my bed. I can't sleep here.
Yeah.
And she would always call,
Yeah.
like, can you come get me? And that's even at her grandfather's house. She did that. So I didn't have that option. Well, I don't even remember sleeping out, not for nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I did, I know my mother was going to go get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is. It definitely changes. And sometimes it doesn't.
No.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes what you did as a little girl, you bring that same thing into your household.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's good, sometimes maybe not so good.
Yep. The only thing I would say that, going off of what you just stated, is that I would always allow everybody to sleep over our house, because I know what's happening in my home. I know, I knew most of the kids anyways that were going to sleep over, since I may have been their teacher or whatever have you.
Right.
So that was pretty much the same when I was a kid. Like, anybody could sleep over. I just couldn't sleep out.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, how would you guys say your friendship evolved since, I don't know, since you guys were younger, doing sleepovers to now, I guess?
I think middle school is that awkward.
For some.
Yeah, well, it was awkward for me.
It was awkward for me. You should probably post some of those awkward pictures.
Oh my big glasses, your big glasses.
Huh?
I still got them.
And
Yeah,
the
but
hairs.
You didn't wear glasses in middle school. You did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
I've had glasses since 3rd grade.
I don't know.
They must have been pretty then.
I know I bought big red
Ours
glasses.
were ugly.
I bought big red glasses like
Sally Jesse. Right?
yes. Because I was like, those are great. I want a pair of them.
I think I had like blue ones.
Yes.
I, think
I remember your blue ones.
Yeah. Oh.
I had big brown
bad.
ones.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
But yeah, for me, I mean, we called it middle school now, but junior high we used to call it back then. And it was just awkward.
Yeah.
3 years because we did
No, two.
two. I mean,
Now
sorry,
it's
two.
7th and 8th.
Yep.
Yeah, we did 7th and 8th, and it was just like awkward 2 years in junior high, and trying to, navigate and just navigate the hallways,
Navigate.
navigate the
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then, you know, and balancing having like our circle,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then moving on to high school.
Yeah. I think we became closer the summer before high school
I
year.
think so too.
Like that after we graduated eighth grade. Like we hung out
Yeah.
because we were flags.
Color
Color
guard.
guard.
Color guard. And of course, I had to join. So I was
So-
always the one that followed them.
We were so,
But anyway,
Lindsay said geeky.
yeah,
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
just.
it's
I
okay.
mean,
It is what it is.
yeah,
Mhm.
we just weren't cute. But
No,
it
no,
doesn't
we
matter.
weren't. We weren't
No,
cute.
we were really awkward. But it's okay.
It was awkward.
But that year we graduated from Keith, and then we started to hang out more during
Yep.
the summer in preparation for high school
And I
because
got contacts that summer.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
Same.
Yeah.
Get
it
the
was a huge
contacts,
deal.
get rid of the glasses, and
Yeah. Yeah, and I think in high school, I agree with you, Lindsay. Like all of us, just it was like a melting pot,
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we didn't have, we had major sea legs in junior high,
yeah,
and then I think in high school we were kind of, it was easier to find your way,
yeah.
and maybe that's because
We had each other.
we
Right.
had each other.
Yes,
Yep.
because even if we were awkward or not cool, we were doing it together.
Exactly.
Exactly. It was okay.
It was
We,
okay.
we still had each other. It was-
Mhm.
And I feel like in high school every year got easier.
yes, absolutely.
And our sisterhood just kept getting stronger and stronger and
Mhm.
stronger. And those, we were teenagers. Then you get into your early 20s,
Mhm.
and it's still there, but
Yeah,
Things
and I think
change
that's where it changed too,
Yeah, again.
because we all went to different colleges
Yes.
and we had different experiences. You
I,
were-
I had
you
Jai.
were having a
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
That was a totally different experience
Yeah.
than what we were going
Yeah,
through.
Mhm.
We went to different
schools.
schools.
We were just kind of
And then
navigating.
you found your sisterhood at different
Yeah.
schools, and and then finding new friends,
Mhm.
but always
Always
that
coming back home.
always yes,
Yeah.
Right.
staying connected.
Staying connected. You're right. And then going into, now we're getting older and to our mid-20s, and
Mhm.
it changes again.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because now,
Relationships.
Relationships.
You
Yes.
bring in people, other you
Mhm.
meet your spouse, or you
Yep.
start that relationship, and then you become a wife,
Right.
and now you have those duties or
Yep.
that responsibility.
Priority, right?
Yeah,
Wife, mom, home, friends.
yeah,
And it's
Or
like,
mother. For me, in my case, it was
Yeah.
mom,
Yeah.
house, then like, so it's like everyone's
yeah.
different.
mhm.
yeah. But I feel like for me, I think that my friends came pretty low during that time because we
Yeah.
spent and I had kids, right,
Exactly.
but
Mhm.
I had a lot of them.
Yep.
4. So it seemed like
And there was
when-
a part, like there was a time you and we weren't even
yeah,
connected.
no,
Yep.
Remember?
No.
And you guys were connected.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
And I think it has a lot to do with the children, actually, not for nothing. Because I was mom first, that took my attention. So I wasn't hanging out with you guys, going
Yeah,
out, not
Right.
talking much because of
You were
different
busy,
priorities.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
was busy. And then it happened to the two of you.
Yeah.
yeah,
But the one thing that I definitely love about us is that regardless of how much time we were apart,
oh yeah,
when we come back together, it was
Yeah.
like we didn't skip a beat.
yeah,
And that's a testimony to real sisterhood.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
When you can, what you just explained, be apart, do
Yeah.
whatever, but you come back and it's like
Mhm.
it was always like that.
Yes.
Because there were times where we didn't talk every day like we do now. Like we
No.
talk now because we're intentional about
Mhm.
um you know, talking to each other, whether it be a text or something. We speak to each other every day.
Mhm.
But when we were young, we didn't do that as much. I think because we were wrapped up in the whole parenting and mom thing. And
Getting our lives situated.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also think in that, and I know we talked about this last time, but self-care.
right.
So now you talked about the word intentional.
Yeah.
We are much more intentional
Intentional,
now in
absolutely.
our
Yes.
40s.
Yes.
Right.
Than we
It-
were in our
Mhm.
20s
And
and
we
30s.
weren't putting ourselves
No.
first for anything.
No.
Mhm.
No.
Mhm.
Family, kids,
Yeah.
those
Work
And-
that
priority.
came
Yeah,
first.
definitely.
And I know we've had this conversation before, like so stressed out, having to, the mom guilt and the house guilt and the family guilt and all of that stuff, and never thinking about what we need, what is going to feed our soul. And now, in our 40s,
Mm-hmm.
reflecting at my
yeah.
20-year-old self,
Mm-hmm.
what you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
But if you are in your 20s,
Yeah.
I definitely think
Try to be more intentional sooner.
absolutely
Yeah.
be selfish, and not in a
No.
negative bad way, but like
Stay connected to your
stay
girls.
connected
Yes,
to your
yes.
to your solid girls. Think about
Did you see something on
Yes, on TikTok.
TikTok?
Yes,
What?
about
The mom.
the girl that was talking about. She went to a wedding shower.
Yes, and I think it was her mother who said it to
I'm
her.
not sure if it was the mother or just a older woman.
Yes.
That had been married for a long time, and she said, I have to listen to this person that's been married for a long time. And I thought she was going to say something totally different. What she said was, keep your friends.
Yes.
Keep
Stay
your
connected.
friends.
Yes.
Stay connected with your
Yes.
friends, because they're the ones that are going to be with you through the thick and thin, and they're not going to leave no matter what.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true. And that's why, in your 20s, like, take that time, give yourself grace, take that time, take care of yourself. And self-care, I feel like at that time is traveling with your girlfriends, dinners, and whatever the case may be, but really creating those memories
Yeah.
or
Yes.
continuing the memories,
Definitely.
because life is going to happen. in
Right. It
different
doesn't have
ways.
to be either or.
No.
Like
No,
I
it
feel like
doesn't.
we spent a lot of time like, well, this is my role right now, so I have to go 100% into this,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
And when you go
And we-
100% into
one
that,
thing, there are other things that
your cup
fall apart.
your
Yeah.
cup drains quickly.
yes, it does. Yeah, it sure
Because you're
does.
not having others pour
Right.
into you. You're
Nope.
pouring all into them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it is. I never, I mean, I thought about it, but really, right now, reflecting on it,
Yeah. But when you were, like you said, when you're in the moment, you don't think that way because you're like, oh, I'm being the best mother that I can be
Yeah.
right now. But you're really not. You have to take care of yourself. Being the best mother is being healthy and happy, a happy mom,
Yep. And not
happy
to say,
human.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
not
know, we
necessarily
weren't.
mother, but yeah,
Right.
But there are definitely those moments that, looking back,
yeah.
I would have done a little differently.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't have to stay up until midnight doing laundry because I wanted everything. And it's like those small things are huge
Yep.
things.
Yep.
It's still going to be there tomorrow.
It-
You're going to have more laundry in 2 days. It is what it is. Yeah.
you know, and so now I feel like our sisterhood now in our 40s,
Yeah.
it's even better.
Yeah.
I think so.
We do
too.
our girls' weekends. We get together a lot. We
Constantly
text each other.
check in.
Yes,
Mhm.
always checking in.
Yeah.
God forbid I sleep late because they get worried.
Like,
We're
where is
worried.
she?
But
What
that
is
was the
she
same
doing?
thing that happened with you that Saturday. We're like, I don't know what's going on. She hasn't answered back. You were napping.
Yeah.
That day I was sleeping.
sleeping.
But see, if you don't have sisters like that,
Yep.
no one would
Yep.
be texting you constantly. Where are you? Are you okay? And that is sisterhood. And it all starts as that little girl
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure it out.
Yep.
Trying to find your people
Mm-hmm.
and And luckily for us, we've been here for each other
Mm-hmm.
since
Oh,
that little girl.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it's intentional on the friends that we make, but also sometimes we just stumble into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, depending upon how that relationship grows and moves forward, is how solid it becomes.
It's true. Like for me, and I remember talking to my girlfriend years ago at work, and we said when a friendship becomes work,
It's not good.
when a friendship
Mhm.
starts to become work
Mm-hmm.
and you're not feeling good,
Mm-hmm.
it is time to walk away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that always like sticks in my head, and I think about that because, and you guys know how I am. I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't, that vibe, her energy,
Mhm.
or his energy, but usually, you know, her energy. I don't know if I'm feeling it, and I don't want to surround myself
Mm-hmm.
around negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I totally agree. I had a
Mm-mm.
friend that if I was doing bad, like depressed, sad, and things were not working out, then she was right there listening to everything 'cause she wanted to hear it. But when things were going good and I was happy and not a peep, nothing,
Mm.
I'm like, why would you want to be there just for the bad? But misery loves company.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't celebrate me when I'm actually doing good, because that's the whole thing, you gotta be there both situations, for the good and
And the
for the
bad.
bad. We're moms. We're there for the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what it is. And I think that a lot of the friendships, especially our sisterhood, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I always think about that when a friendship becomes work.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
So, what do you think is like the mark of a strong friendship, and how do you guys a trustworthy friendship?
This right here, judgment free, consistent, loving, supportive, fun.
Mhm.
So we have fun.
And you said trustworthy too.
Yes,
Trust.
yes,
Trusting
yes,
that
definitely.
you
I can
just
freely
trust.
be myself.
Yeah, I can be myself and not, like you said, not be judged.
Mhm.
Because people are worried. But I know I'm worried about people judging me. I don't want to be judged. I want to be comfortable. I want to be myself.
Mhm.
That they love you no matter what.
Yeah.
For who you are.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And they see you. They, you know,
That's yeah.
see you.
See you.
Mhm.
They sense like
yeah,
you know,
something's
okay,
not right.
or
Or
something.
something is
Yeah.
right.
Yes. Or they're extra protective and they scope out the house and the parking situation and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. You know, yeah, everything you both said.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
Yeah,
you know.
just seeing that you're heard, that they listen to you when you need someone. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and like we're each other's hype girls.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's empowering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You
you can
celebrate.
go out, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you celebrate your girls.
Yeah. So that's how you know.
Mm-hmm.
Answer the question. Did we answer that question for you, Christian?
Yes. Is there any advice you'd give to, I guess, younger people that are trying to build healthy relationships or get out of toxic ones, anything like that?
I think I
When-
gave my spiel on that.
When someone shows you their true self, believe it the first time. Because especially with intimate relationships, that it's the truth. They may have let it slip and it's a red flag. Pay attention to the red flags.
Mm.
And that's like with the girl that I said was all about just the negative. Red flag, red flag. Why do you want me to be unhappy for you to be cool with me? Because that's exactly how I end up feeling. So I let that go. And trust yourself. in your judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think I'm just gonna, again, if I was talking to my 20-something-year-old self,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would say when a friendship, whether it be female, male, whatever it is, that like you said, an intimate relationship or whatever the case may be, when that relationship becomes too much work, you need to step back, reflect, and decide what is best for you. And that
Mhm.
is hard, I think, at 20-something-year-old, depending on
Yeah.
that young person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There are some 20-something-year-olds that get that right away,
Mm-hmm.
especially now, but you're still kind of going through things. So definitely be aware of that.
Yep.
That's what I would say.
And I think paying attention to the people that stick with you throughout time.
Mm-hmm. I think I don't know if it's like when you hang around with people that are there's something like doing good,
Mm-hmm.
happy, you fall in that and those things happen to you too. And I and manifest and I learned that
Mhm.
from my kids, like especially my daughter, especially
Mm-hmm.
manifest, and there is something to that. There is like some
Yeah.
truth to that.
Definitely.
When you think positive and you have those goals and you're like, I'm going to do it, and it could take 1, 2 years, it could take a week, whatever it
Mhm.
is, that definitely it works.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
How about you, Miss Lindsay? Any
No,
advice?
like I agree, like the positive people in your life, you want people to be surrounded by people that are like-minded
Yeah.
and positive and um that will help you and build you up, like
Yeah.
Mhm.
when or the people that will speak up for you when you're not in the room,
Yes.
Yes.
that will have
I
your
love
best
that.
That will have
interests.
your
Yes.
back.
Yeah, when you're not there, they're
Mhm.
like championing for you and they're advocating for you constantly.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that is.
you
Yeah.
know, you want those people in your corner.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know we're all. There's a lot of reflection in this.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, we don't see it as it's
No.
happening.
No, because like I said, when you're in
We're
it,
in it.
you're just going with the hustle and bustle of it. So
Mhm.
if anything, like you said, if we could tell our younger selves or tell a younger audience that it would be stay connected to your girls. And you know what?
Yes.
Every time I say girls, I think of the song, Where My Girls
Yeah.
At?
Yeah. We need to play that.
Yes, I just hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Was it
Definitely.
702?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
702, right? Where My Girls At?
Yeah.
So
Spot
that's what
on.
it makes me.
Yeah.
That's what it makes me think about.
Yeah. No, you are.
Yeah.
All of the things, all those things we just talked about. Um, that's what's gonna keep your sisterhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourselves and how you handled your sisterhoods throughout your life and your daughters and how they handle it or interact with it?
Some aspects, yes. Others, no. Um, I'm I'm going to say that Marlo is quick to like throw in the towel without red flags happening. So it's not about someone going along with what you want or desire. It's about someone being real with you and being honest. If you can't handle that honesty, what are you truly looking for?
How about Jai?
Jai is a very different story. If you don't take care of your mental health and keep it in check, you're not able to keep those sisters with you. Because unfortunately, sometimes you're not yourself and you betray them. Not intentionally, but it happens. And if they're at that age where they're not understanding what's going on within your life, then it's just like, no, you all set. I think it's always situational, and she will pour into someone completely and do everything and get nothing in return. But
They don't pour
then,
into her.
yeah, and she's trying to get them to pour into her. So it's they're very different in that sense.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm thinking about Maddie, and I wish I was like her at her age. She is very mindful. She is a good friend to lots of people, and that's in return too. And for the most part, like I mean, she really thinks about the choices that she makes. Yeah, she's 17, and of course,
Yep.
You make good choices and not so good choices, right? But as far as like who she surrounds herself with, um, so far so good. There's been, like in every teenager, you have your ups and downs, you talk it out, and then you figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And she has done a pretty good job so far with that whole conflict resolution and the red flags and choosing who she pretty much wants to be around, because that is a choice.
It is. Yes, it is.
And I think young people, girls, that's a choice, and you need to know that. You don't, if someone's making you feel bad, you don't need to be around that person. But at the same time, there may be, you may not know
The backstory.
you may not oh and you may not know um you may not know how to talk to someone about how you're feeling in that situation. You may not have an outlet, or maybe those are the only people you do hang around with, and they make you feel bad and you don't know how to get out of that situation. So there's so many things, and this can be a whole nother conversation. But so far I am very proud of Maddie and how she is moving forward as a young woman.
My girls are different. Totally. I mean, together they're both very different. I think Elena, her personality is a little more reserved, so it takes her a while to open up to someone else. But when she does, and I see her being her authentic self, and I see her being goofy and loud, because everybody's like, oh, Elena's so quiet. And I'm like, you don't know Elena. You don't know her then, because she's not quiet. She's very loud, super goofy, silly. And so when I see she has a core friend group that she hangs around with and that she like can be herself. So that's how I know. I'm like that she's found her people, or her, her girls in that way. I think Yuli's still navigating, finding her friend group, but she's also 12, so she's getting into that junior high.
Yes.
She'll be going into 7th grade, so I think she'll eventually find that outlet with girls, but she's just beginning that, because right now I think they're like all just kind of friends, or they all hang around together.
Right.
But she just hasn't found that, either a good friend or that friend group that she could feel comfortable around.
But what I do notice, your girls are very connected with their cousins, just like
Yes.
we were saying.
Yes.
And they're like besties with their
Yes.
cousins.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where they're,
Yeah.
that relationship, the family relationship
Mhm.
there, very close.
Yeah. That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got another question?
So sisterhood. There's so much more that we can go into with sisterhood, and I think we'll keep that for the next episode.
Revisit.
Yeah, but we were talking earlier about moving forward and maybe having a live stream with our community that is building up.
Yes. Yes.
Right? That's what we're trying to do here. And what do you guys think about that?
I would love that. I want to do a check-in. Is this Sunday at 12 a good time for a live stream? Is it something that we want to put out there on like Facebook and stuff?
Yeah, we can. And like
Just
what
as a check-in.
and so far, if I'm curious, if how are these episodes going? Like, are they things that you're going through or thinking about, and if you want us to kind of talk about some things that you're thinking about, please, comment or shoot us a message,
Yes.
because I am curious about that.
I am too.
And I think a live stream would be fun too, because then we could be interacting with you.
Yeah.
They're asking us questions, we're talking back, and so I think that would be kind of fun. We could try it out.
Yeah,
see how it
was like,
goes.
I don't know how this
Yeah.
works, but okay.
All the bloopers are
I'll
going to be all there. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're all going to be, each of us are going on different vacations, and so we will be vlogging that too, right? Is that the right word?
Yes, I think so.
Right.
Sounds good.
And so, and then Christian will put that together and we'll share that with you. So we definitely want to start using our creative juices a little more with this and making it more interactive and just continuing the sisterhood that we have.
So you want to share the different locations that we're all going to be at for vacations?
Sure.
You're going first, so.
Yep. So we're going to Cape Verde and Lisbon.
Going to Aruba.
And my husband and I will be going to Jamaica.
All right. So lots of vlogging.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well,
We'll be learning. Please be patient with us.
Yeah.
Yes, always
Yeah.
give us grace.
yes, give us grace, please.
It's all new to us.
No. But it's fun,
Yeah.
and
definitely
yes,
fun.
give us grace. But again, that goes right back to what we were just talking
And
about.
being vulnerable and putting ourselves
Yeah.
out there because it is definitely
Oh.
something new for us.
I know for me, like you talked about bloopers, there's going to be so many bloopers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I ain't no
I feel like, oh no, turn the camera the other way.
I will.
No, I got
Yes,
it. Oh no, you're not
yes.
recording
I'll be
anything.
like, I need a selfie stick. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will be doing that. And I think, is that it so far? Right? That's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
And think about what we said and let us know about the live stream.
And don't forget, you are our bells. Make sure you come back and join us.